Good day, everyone. Today, we will discuss literary techniques. These are tools used by writers to make their writing more effective, interesting, and meaningful. We will focus on figures of speech and sound devices, along with their examples.
Literary techniques are specific methods used by writers to communicate ideas,
Create emotions, and emphasize important themes. These techniques help readers better understand and enjoy a literary work. One major category of literary techniques is the figure of speech. These include simile, metaphor, hyperbole, imagery, and apostrophe. Another category is sound devices. These techniques create pleasing sounds and rhythm in writing. Examples include alliteration, assonance, rhyme, and onomatopoeia. We will discuss alliteration, rhyme, assonance, and onomatopoeia in this presentation. A figure of speech uses words in a non-literal way to create a special meaning or effect. It helps writers express ideas more creatively and makes writing more engaging for readers. Now that we understand what a figure of speech is, let's look at some common types: simile, metaphor, hyperbole, imagery, and apostrophe. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two different things using the words like or as. Similes help readers visualize and understand descriptions more clearly. Here are some examples of similes. As busy as a bee. Clear as crystal. Fought like cats and dogs. Slept like a log. As cold as ice. Notice that each example uses like or as to make a comparison. A metaphor is a figure of speech that compares two things without using like or as. It directly states that one thing is another to create a stronger image or idea. Examples of metaphors include: time is a thief. The classroom was a zoo. Life is a roller coaster. He has a heart of stone. You are my sunshine. These statements are not literally true, but they help express ideas and emotions effectively. Hyperbole is an intentional exaggeration used to emphasize a point or create a strong impression. It is not meant to be taken literally, but is used for effect. Examples of hyperbole include: I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. I've told you a million times. This bag weighs a ton. I'm dying of laughter. He's older than the hills. These exaggerations make the statements more expressive and dramatic. Imagery is a literary technique that uses descriptive language to help readers imagine scenes using their senses. It creates a clearer picture in the mind and makes the message more vivid and realistic. For example, in the sentence, "The sweet smell of freshly baked bread filled the warm kitchen," the reader can imagine the smell and feel the warmth of the place. Types of imagery. Visual imagery appeals to the sense of sight. Auditory imagery appeals to the sense of hearing. Tactile imagery appeals to the sense of touch. Gustatory imagery appeals to the sense of taste. Olfactory imagery appeals to the sense of smell. Kinesthetic imagery shows movement or action. Organic imagery describes internal feelings or emotions.
Literary technique where the speaker directly talks to a person, object, idea, or someone absent as if they can hear or respond. It is used to express strong emotions and make the writing more dramatic. For example, in the sentence, "Oh death, why do you come so soon?" The speaker is talking directly to death as if it were a person. Another example is, "Oh moon, guide me through the dark night. where the speaker speaks to the moon for guidance.
Let's move on to sound devices. These are techniques that focus on the sounds of words to create rhythm, mood, and musical quality in writing. Among the different sound devices, we will discuss alliteration and rhyme. These are commonly used in poems, songs, and literary works. Alliteration is the repetition of the same beginning consonant sound in nearby words. It creates rhythm and makes phrases easier to remember. Examples of alliteration include: Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. She sells seashells by the seashore. A big black bear bit a big black bug. The wild winds whisked through the woods. Busy buzzing bees. Notice how the beginning sounds are repeated.
Rhyme is the repetition of similar sounds, usually at the end of words. Rhymes make poems and songs more enjoyable and memorable. Examples of rhyme include: The cat sat on the mat. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Starlight, star bright. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. See you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile, the ending sounds are similar, creating a rhyme pattern.
Assonance is a literary technique that repeats vowel sounds in nearby words to create rhythm and musical effect in writing. It makes sentences more pleasant to hear and easier to remember.
Onomatopoeia is a literary technique where words imitate or suggest real sounds. It helps readers imagine sounds clearly and makes writing more lively and realistic. For example, the word was imitates the sound of a bee, while boom represents the sound of an explosion. Another example is tick-tock, which imitates the sound of a clock.